Welcome to Definition Amateur. Today we're looking at my 1965 Ford Galaxies. There's the washer. Son of a bitch. Gone to help pull up any of the adhesive that may be left behind. Gloves, because bad film etiquette, but I wanted to keep the door in this nice angle. Also, most of this is going to be fast forwarded, much nicer than the one we had before. This, I'm not really for sure, or a hot wire that's connecting this part. Let's see if everything seems to work. Sweet. I'm the Definition Amateur. Today we're replacing the passenger side door seal on my 1965 Ford Galaxie. I've already done the driver's side to kind of get a feel for it, and it was much worse condition than the passenger side. Bits of it was kind of hanging off on the side of the door. But all in all, it seems to work really nice. The seal is still kind of setting, so it's a little stiff, but it is settling nice, and the door shutting nice and quiet. Now, I did purchase this seal, if you're interested, from Auto Crafters with a K instead of a C. Online, and they were made to fit the door, and it did exactly that. It fit just right on the door. One's made especially for the driver's side and one for the passenger side. So first, we're going to go some materials we're going to need for undertaking our task. One will always be a trash can, so that anything that breaks off or we need to discard can go in here easy. Why let it hit the floor? Rather deal with it later. Next will be the actual door seal replacement. There's little tabs on that will go inside the holes you'll see in a little bit as we take the actual seal off. Next, glue gun to help pull up any of the adhesive that may be left behind. Gloves, because safety always first. A clean rag for any little fallen bits of glue that may happen. And then lastly, our adhesive bag. Adhesive bag includes the actual adhesive itself. I'm using some yellow super Gasic seal, some very cheap stuff that you can find at your local automotive store. A pair of needle nose pliers. You'll need these to help pull any of those plastic tabs that are on the original seal out of the holes. And some stuff to actually help scrub off some of the adhesive, a non-abrasive pad, and a little bit of a paintbrush to help pull up any debris. I also have a little plastic scraper tool to help facilitate with pulling up the adhesive. We're going to start by usually removing from the top. It has its own separate channel, so there's no need for adhesive. But it looks like whoever installed this one used an adhesive. So we're going to try to find a weak spot first and start from there and peel up. That's right in here. As you see, these are the tabs that I need to take out. They're just plastic. They may have been painted over, and they should just pop out. If they break off, you can push them in the door and take the panel off and gather your bits. As you see, it's very dry and rotted. All right, this seems like a better spot than any to start. So we're just going to peel and go around, and then we're going to start cleaning the channel. It's easier to peel it up now that I found a good starting spot. And it looks like I'm either running into some deterioration in the rubber, and it causing the heat and like a little sticky residue behind from weather, or I'm running into actual adhesive. But if I keep going slow, most of everything should come up, leaving me a fairly clean door channel. See, we're going to go down and around and just pull all of this excess crud off. Break this. Throw it in our discard bucket. Going to try to stay out of camera view the best I can, so you don't miss. But sometimes that doesn't work the best. Also, most of this is going to be fast forwarded through anyways. Something my driver's side doesn't have is this little gasket that's in front of the seal to help, I guess, buffer as it hits and makes the seal so it doesn't slam so hard. It didn't have it when I bought it, but this one does. So I may look and see if this is something that's naturally supposed to be here or an additive. And if it's naturally, make sure to order a new one and get it on the other side and replace this one. This one's a little stiff, but still in decent shape. Also, something I didn't point out earlier is this. Very important. Don't want to kill your battery, so tape your button shut so your light doesn't stay on while you're working. All right. So it should be fairly easy to remove these. Again, there's some paint, like someone painted the channel before they put the last gasket. They should remove fairly easy. Oops, one fell. Shame on me. Should have brought my trash can a lot closer. So from a film point of view, this is where I'm gonna go fast forward. We're going to start cleaning the door channel and prepping it for actual installation of the new door sill. So, in the order to do that, we're going to need some of our trusty dusty tools again, a new set of gloves, our glue gun, and our cleaning utensils. Welcome back. As you see, I decided not to actually show the cleaning of the door channel because it's very, very, very boring, and I got to play music while I was doing it, and I don't got the money to pay for the rights to play it on this video. So like I said, I placed it up here. I'm gonna start from the top down, lining it up with the holes going all the way around. I'll try to stay out of shot as best I can, but we'll see. So let's get started. No particular way is correct. I think on the way you should go from what sides to start when. I just kind of like to line my first two holes up on both sides. I don't want to push them all the way in yet because I want to put a little bit of glue in here. So I just kind of want to set them in the holes more than anything. We'll see. Everything has been kind of going smooth with this door. I don't mean to jinx myself, but let's hope it continues to be so. As we line this up and everything gets settled in and the door actually is pressed against the side of the car, all of this in this channel is going to sort of seal itself and stick. I did, because you use glue gun, take a little bit of water and wipe some of the residual residue of the glue gun off, because there's always a little bit of that slickness from glue gun. I tell you, this little channel, while hopefully is nice, or gasket, it's kind of nice, is also very much getting in the way of my vision of how to put the seal on. And now I put my sunglasses back on because it is bright out here. Another reason why the camera's facing the sun instead of me is because when I did have them off, I wasn't squinty because of the sun in my eye. All right, now we get to the bottom. Again, always nice to have a dirty rag. But you don't mind getting dirtier. It's just there to clean up spills. When you're placing the track, it also kind of just falls right into place. So it makes it kind of easy in terms of which direction this thing go. Let's get a little instructions to this hole. Passenger side seems to be just a little bit longer than my driver's side was in terms of lining up just right, but still think we can make it work. Now I've already kind of started taping little points off just to kind of hold the seal as I go around. So again, I'm just gluing. I'm not going to put any glue in the channel. I'm just gluing the actual around the buttons themselves and putting them in. I forgot to swap into my disposable gloves so they don't mess my stuff up. And I'm just applying a little bit of dabs, nothing insane, not big globs or lines. Because again, pressure is going to make most of this stay in there. And those tabs do a good job of the work keeping them where they need to be. If you heard that crunching sound, that was a tab going all the way into place. Well, the glue done, the pegs down, I've taped certain little spots around the door to kind of hold the seal in place as it sits. So now we're going to let it sit for about 30 minutes with the door open, letting the glue settle and dry a little bit. And then we're going to shut the door and let it sit for an hour before we open it again, just letting the seal kind of start to take shape of the door frame and really starting to settle. In the meantime, while it's drying, I'm going to grease down my locks and everything and maybe grease down the door button because it's starting to stick a little bit, and get a little work done. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to the next one. This has been Definition Amateur, for sure, amateur.